this adventure, spoiler alert, there's going to be a whole lot of spectacular mountains and some really interesting historic sites. But first, I got to get out of Barcelona. Well, I'm off on another adventure. This one's going to be a long one. This is about 6 weeks. I'm going to ride through the Pyrenees in Spain, and then I'm going to head up into the Alps. My ambition is to make it to the Black Forest, which I've never been, and then come back down, and is supposedly the route that Napoleon took as he fled exile in Elba, then back down to Marseille and Nice, and then ultimately back to Barcelona. This is an ambitious trip. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to divide it up over several episodes rather than try to do it all at once. So this first phase is the Pyrenees, and I'm heading to San Sebastián. I rolled into town, it was about 100. It's 38 in metric, so the tree-lined boulevard was very welcome. This town was known for rowing in the Barcelona Olympics, and as well the 9th century church. Built by the Romans, reconquered by the Moors in 785, ruled by Charles the Bald and Wilfrid the Hairy. The bridge was built in medieval times, and it leads to the Jewish quarter where the IMTBlKE ritual bath is located, one of the oldest in Europe. I wanted to go see the bridge, but a tour bus pulled in front of me, so that was the end of that. Built in the 9th century, rebuilt in the 14th century. There wasn't much on this particular town. It's just a pretty village. Not a lot of life though, just pretty typical. You got to watch the cows. They have a tendency to look and then all of a sudden jump in front of you. Built in 1901, closed in 1975, this cement factory has been turned into, and I kid you not, a cement museum. I find it such an interesting shot when you can look out in the distance and see the paved road snaking along the side of the hill. Sadly, I never figured out how to pronounce the name of this village, but it was founded in 1178. During the Spanish Civil War, they had an elected anarchist council, which I'm not quite sure how that works. Beautiful village built in the 9th century. This village was built in the 6th century, and its vibrancy is due to its proximity to Andorra and serves as the gateway to Andorra. The Patadors are a hotel chain owned by the state. They typically were in former monasteries and former homes of nobility taken over by the state in the 20s. This particular Patador in Belsa was built from the ground up in 1968 from land owned by a local. It was designed to bring tourism into the area. The food in this particular one was off the chart. I enjoyed my adult beverages on the terrace and as well hearing the sound of the river in the background. Founded in 1098, had a population of 73 in 1488, has a population of 479 now. I really need to look up, figure out what day it is. I know this is day 4 on the trip. That's all I know. Welcome to France. Nice view. Now what are you doing? Oh my gosh. Oh. Kebabs. Kebabs in training. A bunch of them. Reminds me, I haven't had any kebabs. This is a great road. It'd be better if I went behind this van. Wow. Wow. This village dates back to the 11th century, and Knights of Templar had a headquarters here. There's a museum dedicated to them. As well, it's known for hiking and skiing. A lot of kebabs in training. There's the dog. A local told me that the weather has stabilized, so this is them moving the flock up to higher ground where the grass is better. Population 725, built in the Middle Ages. There's a chapel built in the 12th century, and the passes in the area are known to attract cyclists from all over the world. Busy village. Saturday morning. I don't think I'm running a drone up here. The highest paved pass in the French Pyrenees is also the most famous pass in the Tour de France. Tourmalet means distance mountain in the native language, which is Gascon, not French. Fortress built by 10th century French, but probably occupied by the Moors much earlier, and is rebuilt by the conquering English in the 14th century. This was a serious race, judging by all the police that were involved and all the teams that were following behind. With a population of 267, the village was founded by Augustus in 14 AD, it was conquered by the Moors in 725, and it was liberated from the Nazis in 1944. Just walk on by. First featured in the Tour de France in 1910 and most recently in 2025. And you wander around in the middle of the street. Oh, here's another one. The legendary balcony roads, an example of magnificent French engineering, were primarily located in the Alps, but it turns out there was one here in the Pyrenees. The roads were built in the late 19th century as a means to get raw materials out of the mountains, specifically timber. The roads were cut into the sheer rock face. Workers had to be roped down to drill holes and be able to place the dynamite for blasting. They are a magnificent example of engineering in the Alps, in the mountains of the Pyrenees. I put the name of the passes this road goes through at the very beginning. The image is too beautiful to ruin with me trying to pronounce it and you having to listen to my bad pronunciation in French. I'm not gonna lie, this tunnel was spooky. The camera is lighting it up for you on the film, but in the actual fact it was very dark and my headlights weren't helping. I was really happy somebody wasn't coming from the opposite direction. The 360 camera allows a look back showing the road snaking along the side of the mountain, further demonstrating the accomplishment of the French engineers. Population 523, a medieval fortress town. There's a tower built in the 14th century, and Queen Blanche was imprisoned here in the 15th century. Lying in the Basque Autonomous Community with a population of 190,000, San Sebastián moved from fishing village to summer resort for Spanish nobility in the 19th century. In addition to history, it's known for food, and as you can see, its beaches. In the next episode, we move back up into the mountains. Thank goodness there's safety nets. We spy an old Spanish village. We don't run, but walk up to the bull entrance in Pamplona. And sadly, we return to Barcelona. If you like this kind of content, please consider liking and subscribing as it helps the channel grow. As always, thanks for watching.